welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. And today's reading is the monthly reading for June 2026 for the fire sign of Leo. Leo, I do hope that you are doing well. As you can see, I've shuffled off camera and laid the spread. We're doing a 10-card Celtic cross spread using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. I have clarified one of the cards here using the mini gilded tarot deck by Sarah Marchetti. Just a quick note before I get into the reading. I'd like to apologize. I know I've been missing for a few months. Just a lot of really difficult personal issues going on that has just really prevented me from doing these readings. But I'm happy to be back, and hopefully now I will be on track for doing the monthly and mid-monthly readings. Okay, so just looking over this spread as a whole, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana. So it looks like it could be a significant month for many of you when we have a large number of major arcana showing up in a spread. It does just tell me that there are a lot of events going on this month, things coming in or out of your life that are really being sort of put there, a lot of divine timing and orchestration at play. When we have more minor arcana showing up in the spread, it indicates that it could be a time period where, there's more of you kind of making things, work, or you're in control of things. But it looks like there are a lot of significant changes coming in this month for you. And you'll see why I'm saying that as we get more into the reading here. So sitting at the center of your spread, you have the Ace of Cups, and it is clarified. So what could help or hinder it, right? It's crossed by the Seven of Swords. So the Ace of Cups, for some of you, this could be a new relationship coming in. If so, this could be with a water sign individual, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Doesn't necessarily have to be water energy, right? It could just be any sign, but a new relationship starting up. The Suit of Cups itself has to do with love, relationships, feelings, emotions, and aces in the tarot are blessings from the universe. They are new beginnings. So this could be a new beginning in, like I said, a relationship, or if this is more to do with, say, a career move or a job, it's one that brings you great joy, great fulfillment, emotionally fulfillment. Aces are also yes cards, so if you have been waiting for an answer, this could be the yes coming in this month. For some of you, this could be news of a pregnancy, birth of a child. Obviously, this won't resonate with everybody, but that could be a message for some of you. And it's helped or hindered by the Seven of Swords, which, it's not the easiest of energies. And that the Seven of Swords, you can see that the crows on this card, they are carrying away 5 of the swords, right? But the man on the card, is being left with 2 swords with which to defend himself, kind of representing the fact that, the crows, they haven't really thought things through properly, right? They're trying to get away with something, but haven't really planned things through because they have left the person these 2 swords with which to defend himself. So sometimes the Seven of Swords, it can be more on the negative side, like somebody, acting in a kind of a deceitful way, stealing away in the middle of the night, that type of energy. But, on the more positive or the cautionary message, or what how you could use this energy to your benefit, it's needing to see a new way of doing something. So coming up with a new way. If they had thought things through more carefully, then they would have possibly been able to get away with all of the swords. So they might have won this battle if they had thought things through in a different way. So needing to see the situation from a different point of view, or a new way of doing something. For others, if this does have to do with, say, a new career move, something along those lines, Seven of Swords might show up if you are acting kind of sneakily, in the sense that you're putting your resume out. You really don't want everybody at your place of business to know that you are on, looking for a new job, that you're on these job sites. So it's, not necessarily nefarious, but it's you not wanting to broadcast that you are, so you're doing things, kind of keeping things to yourself here. Now, in the deep past, you have the Chariot. This is major arcana number 7. It's associated with the water sign of Cancer. And the Chariot is fast-paced, right, movement. So forward momentum can actually be moving, physically moving, moving to a new location, travel across land, can be buying a car, selling a car, traveling, by car or, like I said, across land. But it's a victory that has come in, and it's been a hard fought for victory. It hasn't been easy, but it's a victory nonetheless, right? And it is fast forward momentum. So it does sit in the deep past, depending on when you listen to the reading. You might have already experienced this, right? So there might have already been this kind of movement in coming in to your life, or this, shift. And it looks like, it could be on the career front. Like I said, with this Ace of Cups sitting center, you do have in the recent past another ace. This is the Ace of Pentacles. So similar messages to what I was saying with the Ace of Cups about the new beginnings, right? This blessing coming in, this yes card. But with it being Pentacles, which is earth energy, it could have to do with the work that you do, the money that you earn. So this new job offer, this new career, right, opportunity coming in for you. It can sometimes represent a lump sum of money, so that like a small windfall of money. I'm not encouraging you to play the lottery, but it might be, you might have already received this, or you might have decided to play one of the scratch cards or buy a lottery ticket and might have won a certain amount of money. But it's a new beginning, right? So you do have like this shift, this change, this new beginning in the recent deep past, recent past, coming into where you are, right? The message coming in from your higher self is the Justice card. So another major arcana showing up, and this is number 11 of the major arcana. And, the Justice card is all about karmic justice, right? And justice being served, and the scales of justice kind of evening out here. It's associated with the air sign of Libra. And, she's carrying the sword of truth, so that clarity of mind. She's carrying the scales of justice here, so the evening out of the scales. So if there has been a situation, and, it could be on the career front, and you felt that, you haven't been treated fairly, this is like the evening out of that, right? So it's karmic justice being served. For others, this could be dealing with the court system, right? Some type of legal matter. You might be dealing with a lawyer as well, getting legal representation. Typically, if it does have to do with a legal matter, it represents things going in your favor, so rulings coming down in your favor. So it is a positive, right? A positive energy. You have in the near future, major arcana number 6, the Lovers. And the Lovers can represent, yes, a romantic connection, right? It's associated with the air sign of Gemini, but it can also represent a significant decision, so like a head or heart decision that needs to be made. In early tarot decks, the Lovers would show somebody needing to choose between two people, right? So this difficult decision needing to be taken. It could be, for some of you, it could have to do with with a love connection here. But for others, this could be choosing between, say, where you're currently working, if it's to do with like one place that maybe it provides more like financial stability, whereas this new opportunity is really what you want to do, right? It kind of speaks to you on more of a soul level, right? It makes your heart sing, is what I'm hearing. So it's choosing between one or the other. And I just realized I didn't tell you the clarifiers that came out on the 7 of Swords. Apologies for that. I put the cards off to the side here. So going back to the cards at the center of your spread, the clarifiers that came out on the 7 of Swords, we have the Devil, so major arcana number 15, associated with the earth sign of Capricorn, followed by the 8 of Wands. So this is fast-paced communication coming in. The Devil can be like that tie to or negative thinking, or some type of unhealthy, like toxic relationship or toxic connection. It can be things out of balance. We're talking about balance with the Justice card, things being out of balance, right? Sometimes the Devil card shows up when there's a like your home life and your work life are out of balance, or, you know, there's some need to bring things back into balance. You might have been doing things in excess, so working too much, eating too much, right? Not sleeping enough, those types of messages with the Devil card. But the Eight of Wands is fast-paced news coming in, can be, you know, that communication. So you've got the job, right? This is the job offer coming in, can be travel by air. So we do have another card, right, that does speak to movement or travel. And then the Fool, so new beginnings. It's the first of the major arcana, so brand new cycle starting up, taking that leap of faith, which if you are choosing to go in a new direction, right, this could be significant. So moving on to you and energies surrounding you, we have you showing up very much in your own energy here, right? You are obviously a fire sign, and you come through as the Queen of Wands. She is very dynamic, she's very beautiful, alluring. Could be a month where you are focusing more than normal on your outward appearance, so, you know, maybe getting a makeover, or just, you know, focusing on, or you might be coming across as more attractive or more alluring than you usually do, Leo. And she's also, you know, she's a real go-getter. So she's very fiery, very, very determined. Definitely the type of energy that you would want to begin a new, on a new path, right? Begin a new job, or go in this new direction. And you do have surrounding you this, another card that does sort of represent this moving, right? The Eight of Cups is one of the two, like minor arcana cards that do show movement. So the Eight of Cups, the Six of Swords, excuse me, they both represent, like in this case, turning your back on a situation no longer fulfills you, right? And you are heading in a new direction. Even though you're not sure what lies ahead, you know that where you currently are, right? All of these cups, which at one point or another did hold something that was fulfilling, right, that you found fulfilling, they no longer serve you, and they've spilled out, and she has turned her back and heading off in this new direction. So I feel that there's this, you know, this change coming in for you. And actually, a number of the signs have had similar messages. So I would encourage you to watch not just your sun sign, but also moon and rising videos for the month. Hopes and fears, you have the Three of Wands. So yeah, you're hoping for your ships to come in, right? If you have put out your resume, or you've applied for jobs, or you've thought about going in this new direction. So you've put in the time and effort, you made the choice with the Two of Wands, and now you're waiting for your ships to come in. So it's like, but threes in the tarot, they are expansion. So they're growth potential, right? Expansive energy. So there's definitely great growth potential surrounding your career this month, or any creative projects or endeavors that you might be involved in. And yeah, as if we needed more clarification, your outbound energy heading into the month of July is the last of the major arcana. This is number 21, the World, associated with Capricorn. And, you know, the World is all about closing out significant chapters in your life, right? So, yeah, and a particularly long chapter. And we have that kind of echoed as well with the card that's at the bottom of the deck, which is major arcana number 13, associated with Scorpio. This is the Death card. So, you know, the World, it can be, again, travel, moving to a completely different place, right? Moving to a different country. It can be connecting. If we go back to the Lovers, it might be starting up a relationship with somebody who's from a different country than you are, a different, you know, sort of heritage, different background. It can be physically traveling, right? Moving to a different place in the world. For others, this could just be, you know, if you've worked at one job for a long time, you've decided to leave it. So it is closing out that, you know, that chapter in your life in order to begin a new chapter. And that's, you know, with the Death card, through death comes new life. So this, you know, sometimes the change, it can be difficult, it can be painful, but, you know, without the change, the new things that you have, you know, to come in would not be possible. So significant endings, new beginnings. It looks like a very interesting and very positive month for you. So I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again. And just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of June. Bye for now.